Morning guys, coming to the end of week 1 of my ChatGPT training experiment, and the last session today got some hill repeats. Now this week I do have to tell you that I did miss the session I was supposed to do yesterday. Now this is completely in line with what any good coach would tell you, and in fact what ChatGPT told me to listen to my body. I've had a pretty busy first week back at work and I just didn't feel like it yesterday. I needed a rest, so that's what I did. Got in from work and I fell asleep on the couch for a couple of hours. And this morning, I feel so much better now. Ready to go for it. So, first things, 10-minute or so warm up. And then I need to find a modest hill, which hopefully shouldn't be too difficult here in Switzerland, as the place is full of them. So, off we go. Alrighty. Warm up done, and I think I found my modest hill. It's probably a little bit difficult to tell from the video here, but it sort of goes up here, fairly gentle gradient, but enough of a difference from the flat to give the desired effect for hill repeats.
I was just sat here editing the video and I realized I never explained why I'm doing hill repeats. Well, as should be the case with any good coach, if you need to know why you're doing a specific session, they should be able to tell you the benefits and what the aims are. So, what have I done? I've asked ChatGPT why it's getting me to do hill repeats. And it's given me 4 reasons for this. The first one, improve leg strength. Obviously going uphill requires more force, therefore you increase your leg strength. Improved endurance. So hill repeats, again, this idea of needing more power and more endurance to get up the hill. You should be building that as you go. Improved running economy is the next one. Now, running economy, here the idea behind hill repeats is that you shorten the stride, you have a little bit of a faster turnover, and you should be able to, if you can keep the form, you should be able to become a more efficient runner. And the final one is improved mental strength. Now here, hills can be tough. So the idea of running up hills, this increases your toughness and help you during a race or a longer run. Okay, so thanks. And whilst I'm here, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and dropping a like on this video, it'd be a great help. Now you can get back to Gavin in the forest.
Well, that's 4 done. Hill's just about right. 30 seconds to the top, turn around, minute and a bit recovery, and then off we go again. Right, that's the 8 done. Felt pretty good. Maybe the last 1 or 2 reps there were on the limit. I was pushing it, and we'll see how hard they were when I get back. But something I did want to briefly talk about is this thing I wear on my shoes. I have had a few questions about it from people who don't know what it is. That is a stride running power pod, and what it does is similar to what a power meter does on a bike, for those of you who are familiar with that. It tells you the effort you're putting out, and I've been using this now for several years in my training, as it's a much better gauge for me compared to going on pace. Now, if you're on a purely flat route, you can probably work with both. If you know what your threshold pace is, you know what your threshold power is, you can work out the necessary effort to make sure you don't blow up over the given distance you're running. But when it gets to running hills and more undulating terrain, I'm sure what you've all noticed is that it takes a much, much greater effort to maintain the same pace going uphill as it does on the flat. Now, the idea behind this, the Stride Power Pod, is that I run to a defined power output, and naturally on any hills, if I stick to that, my pace will drop. But conversely, when I'm coming downhill, where a lot of people tend to perhaps ease off more than they should do, I can maintain a steadier effort. And the idea being, over time, as you train more and more with it, is that you get to the end of your race or your run or whatever it is you're doing, not walking. Ideally, the tank should be pretty much on the last fumes, but you don't want to empty them when you've got maybe 10k to go in a marathon or final 2k of a 10-kilometer race. So I'll put a link in the description below so you guys can check it out if you want, if you're not familiar with it. They explain it on their website far better than I can, but nevertheless I found it a huge benefit in my training and especially racing, and it's now taken me to 3 consecutive marathon PBs and a half marathon PB, and I'll tell you, I swear by it. Finish off this cool down now and get back home for a second breakfast. See you guys later.